Hi guys, and in this video I'm going to be changing the stock diverter valve on my Mercedes A250. So why am I replacing this? On my Audi A3 I had a diverter valve. It was a turbocharged engine as well, and it split because it was made out of rubber. There are some different versions made, but it split, it leaked boost, and obviously I had problems when I was trying to fully give the car some beans. With the GFB one, the way it's made and the materials that are made in it, it's not going to leak. It's a lot more sturdy, the design's a lot more solid, and you'll see that when I get it. To add is, it will reduce the turbo lag, which is what I'm going for. So yeah, let's pop over to AMD Tuning in Essex and go and pick one up. Alright, so I now have the diverter valve, and one thing I'd say is do not order this online. If possible, try and get it from a reputable tuner, someone like AMD Tuning obviously, because at least you know you're going to get a definite legit product. There are fakes going around, so be very careful. So from left to right, you can see here we have the DV itself. We've got all the parts housed in this nice foam housing here, nicely machine cut so everything fits nice and snug. We've got an instruction manual, which again I'm very happy it's in English and it's clear, and we have a sticker, which is good because if you like stickers. And we have this part here, and this probably is really important, because if something does go wrong with it, this has a lifetime warranty. So if anything goes wrong, they'll replace the part as far as it wasn't your own fault, like you didn't throw it at a wall or drop it or anything like that. Okay, so to get access to it, you can see we're going to have to remove the engine cover, the plastic engine cover, and for that we just need to lift up 4 corners, 1, 2, this one's already popped out, and then one at the back. So yeah, let the engine cool down and then get at those screws using your 5mm Allen. The way I've set mine up is just like this. I've got an extender bar in it, so that way I don't have to obviously get too close, and obviously gives me a bit more power and a bit more leverage by using the extension. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. There's 3 there, there's 1 that I'm aiming at over here. It's just getting a bit closer. There's 1 right there. There's 1 just over here, which again I'll be able to get to in there. I don't know how well you can see it. And then obviously there's 1 just over here. Again, I'm pointing at it with this. So yeah, loosen those 4 out. Do not drop the screws down, because obviously it might be a bit of a mare to try and get them when they drop down there. So yeah, be very careful. Okay, so I've taken out 1 off the screws already, so obviously I've taken out that 1, and as you can see, let me just put this over here. That's the length of them. Get all 3 out and keep them in a safe place. Obviously if you do send your car back or whatever, or you need to return it back to stock, you can easily pop everything back together again. A little tip so you're not left stranded is make sure you have different extension lengths. So you can see here, this is slightly longer than this one, so that way, for instance, this screw that was over here, it wouldn't have come out without the shorter extension, so make sure you have your shorter extension available. Alright, so now you can see all the screws are out. I'm next gonna, just making sure I don't push on this pipe too hard, I'm going to move it around, and you can see out comes the diverter valve. To get at the plug here, you just need to press down on this clip here and pull the diverter valve away simultaneously, and then you're good to go. If you can't press at it, get a little flathead screwdriver, and when I say little, I mean a little screwdriver just like this, and aim in that little gap there and push it away. So as you can see, I've removed the diverter valve. We are going to replace this part here, just this part, with the GFB DV, and that's going to give me less turbo lag and a sharper throttle response. So next what we want to do, we want to remove this part. To do that, we've just got to pull up very firmly on this part here. Alright, so you can see I have removed it. So along with the screws, I'm going to place them all together so they're nice and safe. So that is how it is, as you can see, and along with the spring as well, because we'll be replacing this with the GFB spring. So now this is the stock diverter valve, and that is how it looks. So it's very simple to install now. All we're going to do, we're going to dive into this part here and replace the spring. So that spring is going to go straight over, called the plunger. I think it's called the plunger. Yeah, I think, yes, let's call it the plunger. That's going to go over the top just like that. It is going to bounce, as you can see, because obviously the spring, so it's got the same sort of action. So next what we're going to do, we want to get the DV, the big DV. I know a guy called DV, great footballer. Let's stick that on top there. So I don't think I can do this with one hand, but I'll show you after. It really needs to line up, which is a good thing because it can only line up one way. So if you line it up and as you can see it doesn't match, then you know it's not on. But once it is, push it all the way down and you should hear a nice click. When I did press it down originally, it didn't go in, so I'm going to probably have to line it up and just give it a smack on its head just to fit in, because obviously it's cut to fit, but you do get problems now and then where it doesn't fit straight away. Alright, so as you can see, the DV has now been connected. There is a slight little gap, but once you put these new longer screws in, which I'll show you right now, you can see they're a lot longer than the original ones, obviously to make up for the new additional bit here. But yeah, now all we're going to do is put a bit of engine oil around here. So I'm going to probably just use the dipstick, get my finger on it and wipe a bit around here so that way it's nice and slippery. And then I'm going to affix it to the car with my new 3 bolts. So yeah, let's push them through as well. So as explained, next what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get a little bit of this engine oil from here. So just a tiny bit onto my finger, and I'm just going to put it around the side of this piston here, which is going to allow it to slide better. Alright, so next what we want to do, we want to put the newly made diverter valve back into this hole here where it came from. So make sure you line it up correctly, other than that it will not match. Also make sure that the piston, this little red part here, doesn't fall out, because other than that, that's the whole point of it. And don't worry, it will not go into your little turbo hole there because it's not big enough. This is too big to go in the hole, so don't worry about that either. But yeah, 2 hands here just to be on the safe side. So next what you want to do, using your new 5mm Allen screws, the longer ones obviously, you want to plug them all back in, but try not to just put this one in and tighten it all the way, other than that it's going to raise up the other side. So put it in, tighten it halfway, put that one in, tighten it halfway, and the bottom one, and then go around and tighten them all together. Okay, so now as you can see, I have put all my bolts in, so 1, 2 and the third bad boy hiding around the corner there. All I'm going to do now is plug it all back in. Due to that angle, I'm going to have to use 2 hands again, because just to be on the safe side, don't rush anything. There's no rush. Little tip, whenever you're doing stuff like this, never do it when you're rushed or when you're short for time, because other than that you're going to rush, get things wrong and break something, then you're going to get mad. So yeah, take your time, there's no rush. So everything's been reconnected. All that's left now is for me to put the engine cover back on, put the bonnet back down and go for a drive. I'll give you my honest opinion in a little while. Alright, so I've just come back from a nice spirited drive, and I'm going to be brutally honest, it makes a tiny difference. So don't go out and buy it and think, yeah, straight away my car's going to be like rapid, or it's going to be turbocharged ×3 or whatever. It does make a difference in terms of lag. When I obviously, with this being an automatic, when I popped it into the manual mode and I put my foot down, not on kick down, but when I put my foot down in gear 2 or gear 3, the revs do fly way better than they normally do. So it does, I don't know whether that's to do with the K&N filter, but in terms of turbo lag, it is reduced slightly. There is a nice little sound, but it's nothing over dramatic. But yeah, overall, the main reason why I've done this, because obviously I plan to either remap or put a tuning box on this car, and I don't want nothing affecting the amount of turbo that I get. So yeah, that's the video guys. Give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed or you've learned something. Subscribe and hit the notification button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.